Clay once blamed the angry black man. Unser's now talking about how does black feel. Welcome back to Sons of Anarchy Season 5 Episode 2. There's a lot of black things going on in this show at the minute. None other than Lieutenant Roosevelt, because he raps Opie's door at approximately 2 a.m. Opie grabs his gun thinking, oh, could it be the cartel? They wiped out Piney, might kill me even though it was Clay. No, it's just Sheriff Roosevelt. If you know where Jax Tara is, Opie. Why would he tell him where Jax Tara is?
Yeah, weird time as well to pay him a visit, 2 a.m.
Come on, what's that about? What do you make of this period where Opie's not in the club? It doesn't last very long, but here he's not in the club. Well, he's in the club, but he's not there.
Doesn't sit right with me.
It doesn't.
He hasn't really done anything wrong, yet it feels like he's been punished.
But he's not really been. It's his own choice, but it's like, you can't expect this guy to sit at the table.
I mean, it's his own choice, but he's been forced into making a choice.
Been dealt a shit hand.
And it's the only choice that he's got.
Aye. Or else blood would have to be shed. But we then cut the deal, so we've got Jax, Bobby, and Chibs laying low. They're trying to reach Tig, but nothing. He's no picking up the phone until he does, and he gives Bobby 3 facts of his own. Let's get into them. Number 1, last appearance of Goodman. Number 2, first and last appearance of Fawn Traeger. And number 3, a fun fact, this one, last wedding of the show. Thoughts on that? Not me.
I wouldn't have thought that, to be honest. Last wedding of the show.
There you go, it is.
Can we confirm that?
I can confirm that. I've given it a long, hard think, and I can't think of one. So there you go. The balloon has burst. The last wedding ring was put on the last finger in this episode, in a brothel, no less.
Very strange. I would have thought there'd be bound to be at least one more wedding in there, but no. There you go, guys. Last wedding of the show, so enjoy it.
Enjoy it. We'll get to it a wee bit later on. Nero's sister Carla doesn't exactly like the sons crashing here. She's like, I want them out. Nero keeps helping out Jack, so he keeps going, there's my pickup truck. Oh, you can sleep upstairs. Here's $200 as well.
See, at this point, Nero just seems too nice to be true.
Yeah, he is. He does seem very too nice to be true, but he's like, it's networking, huh? It's like, maybe I help you now, you help me later sort of thing. Will that happen, though? I'm not too sure.
And Jax just buys it. He's like, yeah, sure.
I guess he's got to, though.
There's no choice.
We're in deep waters, my friend. They go to get Tig, though, in Nero's pickup truck. Unser then wakes up. He rings Clay. He tells Clay to come over. Can't give details over the phone, but before he even gets to that point, Clay just hangs up. At this point, I think the suspicions about Clay are pretty high. He knew what was going on.
Clay had zero care here for Unser and himself.
Absolutely. He's like, well, 2 old guys on the phone. Jax, Bobby, and Chibs then show up at the rail yard. Tig is kneeling over the mass grave. We've got loads of bodies. We've got the cleaner. We've got Goodman. We've got his daughter. We've got, what's his name? Donnell. We've got Leroy. There's a mixture in here, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a pit of who's who.
It's a pit of who's who. They get out. They quickly realise, oh shit. This is the thing I don't... How would they recognise it's Dawn? I guess by her clothes, but I mean her face was burnt pretty fucking bad.
Well, her clothes not burnt as well?
True. I'm so sorry, brother.
Well, maybe they just put 2 and 2 together and they think, why else?
He's not crying over Lieutenant Goodman, is he?
No, he's definitely not.
No, he's not crying over Lieutenant Goodman. They managed to get Tig and Fawn out of... Dawn, sorry, out of there. Dawn and Fawn, 2 very similar sounding names. Tig then explains how he's the one that killed Goodman and the cleaner, but they're dirty. It's alright, we killed the cop, but he's dirty. They then get Dawn's dead body out of there, and he cradles her as we cut to the intro. It's like, that would smell pretty fucking horrendous.
Yeah, it's very weird, this scene.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessary. Don't know if it's the right thing to do.
But it's Tig the tea, isn't it?
It is, but you'd think the fellow members would have been like, look...
That smells like shite.
Look, brother, we gotta leave her there.
I've burnt cheese before, brother. It doesn't smell that bad. But no, Tig cradles his burnt to death daughter. Not looking good. We then go back to Diosa. We've got Tig, who pretty much spends this entire episode until the end on the couch. Who could really blame him? I don't really know who else has dealt with a daughter this pretty quickly before. His daughter gets burnt alive, and by the end of the day, he's in jail. Pretty shit, isn't it?
It's not been a good 24 hours for Tiggy boy.
No, it's not. Jax then gives Nero some cash for his time and inconvenience. August Marks then appears at Pope's office, and he tells him that Goodman's dead and the sons are AWOL, and then Pope's like, damn, Goodman was a sloppy nigga.
Quote of the episode?
Yep, quote of the episode, no spoilers there. We were going to give it to Roosevelt for how does black feel, but, you know, Pope came in with a line even deeper than black.
A lot of black, a lot of N-words going around in season 5.
You know what, this was a very good... I never really appreciated Pope at the time. Maybe it's like seeing him.
Could be seeing him in From and stuff like that.
And realize, you know what, this Harold. Because I always thought when I originally, I was like, this guy doesn't really strike me as like, a big, serious fucking danger, but he's more like he's smart rather than he's, deadly. You know what I mean? Like, he's not an intimidating threat, like, in terms of physical presence, but book smart he is. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
He's got his big suit on, though, and he's, sometimes words are more dangerous than guns, aren't they? But we're at the club. We've got a meeting here with Ali Lohan. We've got Tara, Jax, Bobby, and then her. And I don't get this, right? Why can't Chibs be brought into the fray? Chibs is the sergeant. Is he not got every fucking right to know what's going on here?
Instead, they're keeping them out of the loop.
Yeah, they're keeping them out of the loop, and I mean, I
get... Not the loop. The loop.
the loop. Not the lube. They've got loads of lube, though, at Diosa, don't they?
Aye, unlimited amounts.
Unlimited amounts. I get right why you wouldn't tell the nomads.
Unlike your intelligence, but let's continue.
Yeah. I get why you wouldn't tell the nomads, right? I get why you wouldn't tell Juice, even though they don't know he's a rat at this point, and I understand why Jax is not intelligent. He can't tell Clay. And maybe Happy to a degree, but why can't Chibs know? I don't get it. Why? Hit me with it.
Yeah, it just seems to me like everything Jax dislike Clay for, Jax seems to be doing the same.
Yeah, like shutting people out who are actually, good members. Then they reveal that maybe we can get to Otto and make Rico go away, but then Chibs interrupts this and says, Unsir got beaten up at your mum's, and then Jax is like, Pope's going after our families, and then Bobby goes, it's not about payback, brother. I like Bobby, but I think he's got a very shitebag way of looking at things. I think sometimes you've got to pay with blood. Like, where was this same message back in season 2? It's almost like he backed Jax's shitebag retaliation option because it was to stop the divide, wasn't it?
I disagree. I think Bobby's always been level-headed with his votes. Outside of Chibs, he's probably got the best voting record. I don't think many people would say, Bobby's not put in many bad votes. Let's put it that way. Has he been perfect? Probably not. I mean, no one really can get to that Chibs level of voting. But when it comes to who Bobby agrees and disagrees with, and whether he's a yay or whether he's a nay, I always think Bobby's been pretty good in that department, so that's not one thing I'm going to criticise him for.
Fair enough, he did shag Otto's missus, though. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, and he did.
Not that they voted on that, but yeah, it was bad.
Yo, I tell you what, though, I mean, he basically did that to keep her secret that she was cooking books.
Nice, so he's not exactly a good guy.
Like, doesn't that mean he not got shit for that?
I'd say so. But he didn't.
Because he basically kept it under wraps that she was stealing for the club. And I'm surprised. I don't really know what that's got to do with this, but I'm surprised.
I guess when that came out, though, she was been dead for 2 seasons, and why would he reveal here? By the way, guys, I knew she was stealing from the club and didn't tell you.
Yeah.
He'd just be digging his own grave. Clay and Gemma are surveying the damage at their place. Not much is really happening here, apart from Unser and Clay kind of barge into each other, and it's like who's the most decrepit? Clay is gassed after bumping into... I mean, it's a simple bump.
Well, the thing is, Clay's acting whereas Unser is decrepit.
It's great getting old, isn't it? They're both gassed, and man, Clay's trying to fucking breathe the oxygen a wee bit more. We cut the teller model. Now, this is a deleted scene, right? But I actually like this deleted scene where Opie shows up, kind of demands what's going on. Frankie Diamonds is sitting working on his bike. He's like, hey, where's your cut?
Who the fuck are you?
Opie then drives off, and then he's like, here, next time Opie turns up without his cut, I'm going to fucking kill him, essentially. I'm going to batter him.
I actually believed this for Frankie Diamonds.
Yeah, I
think if it came from any of the other members, I'd have been like, right, sit down.
Greg the Peg, Opie would have fucking punted him in the next week.
Fucking Tig would probably peg the peg. Anyway, I don't know, Frankie Diamonds does give off that aura of a tough guy.
No, he does. You know, he was Sylvester Stallone's bodyguard at one point in real life, not in the show.
Damn.
So, Frank Cito, I believe he's also a Hell's Angel member, or was. But I don't get why this is a deleted. This is actually a good fucking scene. It shows you more than Opie just being in the wind.
Yeah, and like how much would this have added? I mean, like a minute at tops. I don't see any reason why it had to be deleted.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's not like time restraints or anything like that.
No, Jax then says to Tara, how about we get married today? Because obviously it looks like he's going to jail. She's like, what, in a brothel? And he's like, yep. Who says romance like capital murder? Because of course that looks like what he's going away for. So yeah, looks like these two are going to get married, but no one really knows about it. Roosevelt then gets confronted by Unser. Unser says, He says, you wonder if there's any connection between these? And he's like, well, apart from it's all related to your club. And he's like, I never did dirty work. I fucking
Lies, answer, bullshit. You can sit and pretend here that you were in Clay's pocket, but I mean, you were knees deep in Clay's pocket, let's be honest.
His fucking boxers, mate.
You were
in something.
You were that far.
He was in his fucking cigars. He was in something.
You were that deep in Clay's pockets, fucking Bobby Munson, when they found you. You big Jew. So I mean, come on, it was fucking deep in there, right?
He does point out though that the beatdown was
thought it was pretty good.
Well, no, it was. He put down. He reveals that the beatdown was sloppy, but it was obligatory, not angry. And then he's like, it wasn't black.
It wasn't the angry black man.
Yeah, and Roosevelt's like, so how does black feel? He's like, sloppy, angry. So it was white.
Animal-like.
I get it, right? Unser's a cop, but how would he know how beatdowns feel? Like, how can he honestly determine whether or not this was white or fucking black? Everyone's different. I get it, right? So there's some stereotypes, but for him to... I think this just sums up how much of a shit fucking cop he was.
Well, they were pointing the gun sideways. So
no, but obviously we know it's the nomads and they're white. But is this not a ridiculous assumption? Like, how would this hold up in a court of law?
It's almost like Unser's called the entire thing, but it's too much of a shite bag to come out and say what he truly feels. So he's giving little clues and hints. You know what? Clay's behind us, but I can't say that. So
yeah, no, but imagine in a court of law, and so right, like a former head chief of Charming PD here to give a statement, and he goes,
what's your evidence, Unser?
There's no tangible evidence. It just felt white.
Felt black to me, buddy.
Nah, I'm not buying this, man. Ridiculous, but yeah. Then we have to find Tig's other daughter, Fawn, because obviously Pope did say he would kill her if Tig didn't do the right thing. So they find Fawn.
Wait, surrounded by black guys?
Yep, I mean, it's like...
very black heavy here.
No, this season is incredibly black heavy.
Like, I don't know if Kurt Sutter went woke or whether we're into Niner Town or... I don't know what is happening, but he's...
Well, I'll tell you what, like, I mean, the scorecard's looking pretty heavily white. I mean, they've dropped a few of them.
Yeah, he's literally found as many black people as he could as possible and just, like, tried to squeeze them all into season 5.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Fawn's boyfriend, who Tig catches having sex here, he's incredibly lucky. I'm surprised Tig just didn't fucking drop him.
Aye.
And Jax...
It would have almost been justified, like...
Yeah, because say he shoots him.
Because Tig isn't the kind of guy that... He shoots and asks the questions later.
No, I mean, say Tig shoots him. I mean, his daughter's tied up here. And he knows that black guys are after his family. I mean, this would have been way more justifiable than attempting to kill Opie because you thought he was a rat.
Oh, suppose,
but yeah, then they essentially sits Fawn down and she's like, what, did you tell Dawn to get out of town too? And he's like, yeah. The Tig starts crying. She starts,
Dawn left town permanently.
You pig, you fucker. And then Jax tells her boyfriend that, do you care about her? Then you take this money and fuck off. Do they really trust this guy to leave and keep her safe? Why not keep her at the clubhouse?
For all we know, this guy's just went and bought a bunch of crack or something with this money.
I know. I take her to Chicago.
Gangster rap.
No, let's be real.
Fuck, she'd be safer living in fucking Pope's basement than living in Chicago.
True. No, but look how resourceful Pope is. You trying to tell me he couldn't track down her with this guy? This guy doesn't have 2 fucking brain cells between them.
For all we know, this guy's on Pope's payroll.
Yeah, we don't know shit. I don't know. I thought it was a bit funny.
If you're black, you work for Pope.
Yep. Well, maybe that's the assumption, but Clay then makes...
We all look the same to you? Yeah.
Damn. Clay Morrow, though, the biggest racist of them all, tells Bobby to
biggest monkey of them all?
Yeah, he is. Clay Morrow, fucking, come on, son, what is going on? But he tells Bobby to drive to Opie's house. And then Bobby's like, come on, this is Opie Street. What, see Bobby, see if he's a truly great guy here, and why would he drive Clay to his fucking house?
Yeah, why would he just drive on? Clay's trying to step 1 foot out the truck and Bobby just drives on. Nah, not today, Clay.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty good conversation.
No, but I don't know why Bobby thought this was a good idea and why Bobby allowed it. Would Bobby really have been shocked if he's sitting here waiting on Clay coming back and the next minute you just hear...
fucking Opie saws his head off?
I mean...
What is this, Clay? You know what, fair play to Opie for not... But you know what, right? as bad as Clay is, at least he had the fucking balls to confront him, because Opie could have just shot him here. Or killed him, shot him.
He did, but he's already played the bullshit card out of self-defense.
Yeah, but Opie doesn't even know about that.
I'm sure he's been filled in.
I guess Clay did say, yeah, what happened between me and your old man, I've told the club. He's like, that's your truth. But Clay does put the fire on
even Opie knows that Clay's fed the club a bullshit story.
No, but...
He's hardly going to come out and tell the truth. Piney had letters on me and I couldn't... Piney thinks I killed JT and I couldn't let Jax hear it, so I had to take him out. That's
pretty... Yeah.
That's the truth.
That is the truth, but Clay does tell Opie here that Jax, Chibs and Opie are about to go inside and that he's going to need you at that table when they go away. So this is essentially what prompts Opie though into going inside.
Yeah, so Clay just goes and kills another Winston.
He does. That's exactly what he does. And you've also got to bear in mind though that he says Jax is going to need you at that table. How much of a weird dynamic? How much of a weird dynamic would it be if Opie didn't go to jail and he came back to the table without Jax?
And Clay's just sitting across him.
Bobby's sitting there stinking out the room with the fucking nomads. I would have been like the most awkward table ever. But anyway, let's move on.
Officer challenge.
Officer challenge. Nero gives Jax a lift back for the black territory. He's like, we need to drop off at my son here. So yeah, we're introduced to Lucius, which is Nero's son. Jax goes to get a newspaper. And he just looks as this kid on crutches hobbles towards Nero.
This was a wholesome moment.
No, it was.
If he didn't like Nero by this point, then
yeah, why have you got any reason to hate? Like they've built this guy up as I don't think there's any point in the show where I've went fuck Nero's did the wrong thing there.
No,
that's a dick move for Nero.
It's like I think up to this point you felt like this guy's being too nice, but then you just seen the way he was getting on with his son. You're like, nah, this is the man. He's a real man.
Yeah,
and you know what? Nero was way too good for Gemma. Like, I think Jack should have just fucking saved him here from the get-go.
I shot him or something.
Hey, you gotta stay away from my mother.
Stay away from my mother.
She's a piece of shit, you know what I mean? I never really liked the Nero and Gemma dynamic. I wish there was a way for Nero to be in the show without dating Gemma.
I guess it was just Jax's like other stepdaddy. Needed
I know, but he was just way too good for her. Like,
he was, but Jackson says, is that your son? When he gets back in the car, he's like, yeah, he's a badass. Then obviously Jax looks
I'm just visiting some random fucking disabled kid.
No, but Jax looks at him like, yeah, he's a badass, Nero, but I mean, there's a glaring obvious issue here, and he's got spinal booth.
Yeah, and then Jax shares, obviously, his experiences. It's not really the same.
Yeah.
Jax had complication, but Abel's fine now.
Yeah.
He's fully able.
Aye. This kid's not.
No. If anything, by what Nero said, this kid's going to get worse.
Yeah, spinal biff, you do get worse.
But it's almost like Jax tried to overshadow.
I believe this is what Walter Jr.'s got into it. But he's not got it this bad. I don't think.
You're a liar!
You're a liar.
Anyway, I don't know. It's almost like Jax tried to... Maybe he's just trying to, build a conversation here. Like, but he kind of just glossed over Nero's kid. Oh, your kid's not well? Yeah, my kid had a...
Tough shit. Mom was a junkie. Same here. They both can relate over that. They go down a side street because Jax realises someone's following them. Or Nero does, sorry. And then it's like, alright, Jack's going to jump out. But then Nero's like, nah, you're not jumping out. Let's play chicken with these ghetto motherfuckers. And then what does he do? Rams them clean off the road. Starts laughing. He's like, that was fun. Sorry, I don't get out much. Great wee line. Great wee bit of comedy for Nero. I like Nero's comedy.
Aye, great wee bit of comedy there.
Great wee bit of comedy there, and I tell you what, if
Jimmy Smith's Dexter season 3, check it out.
He'll be there. But if Opie wants to drop his kids off at our place, that sounds weird. But see if he's giving us 20 grand like he gives Lila here, I'll take them.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not like he says here's 20 grand, look after them for a year. It's a couple of fucking weeks max.
Yeah, I know.
20 G's? How would she possibly need to spend 20 fucking G's on looking after 2 kids?
I know. Like, she says about work, right? But she could just phone in sick for 2 weeks.
Like, I know the daughter's a bit fat, like, but fuck me, she's not that fat. 20 G's?
20 G's. I mean, how many takeaways would you fucking be eating? Gemma obviously finds out about the wedding from Ali Lowe, and she comes in. Marriage license? Confronts Tara after the situation gets diffused. She gives her the rings. We have the wee ceremony. The judge... He's like, I pronounce you, blah, blah, blah. Unless anyone's got anything to say.
Also, I noticed Opie did ask his wife or his ex-wife or whatever their situation is right now, are you still doing girl on girl? So it's almost like he accepts it as long as she's not with another guy. Which is just fucking weird.
Well, I mean, it's definitely better just doing that, but here it's not good, is it?
I just don't know why he'd want his kids to be around.
I think it does back up the point, though, is what he said. He's like, I never really loved you. You were more just to fill a gap, to look after my kids.
Yeah,
I guess if it was Donna, he would never have signed off on this. And I think that backs it up to a degree.
What, Donna doing the porn shit?
Aye. I think if she... I think that backs it up. But Chibs then steps up during the wedding. He whips out his Easter House Celtic fucking blessing here. Connor blah blah, Chucky Arla, and then fucking sits down. No one but him understood what he said, and even him, he probably didn't even understand here. Romeo finally calls. They set a meet. Says, right, we're going to try and make these charges go away. And he's like, well, how much time you got? Do you go inside? He's like, we're on our way now. He's like, that's not enough time. And he's like, you're CIA, you don't need time. Jax, whipping out these lines here about the CIA. And then he's like, don't let that president patch go to your head, son. I think the president patch has already went to Jackie Boy's head, doesn't it?
It's poisoned him.
Yep, so Luis tells...
The gavel corrupts, as Opie once said.
It does, and but Luis tells Galindo here, well, Romeo, what are we going to do? What about plan A? And he's like, let Black kill him, then go to plan B. And Romeo then points out, we don't have a plan B. So, I think their plan B at this point is go back to Clay.
It worked at the beginning.
No, it would obviously be go to Clay. But then you'd have... Because if Jax gets killed inside, you would much rather Clay at the head than Bobby. Because they know that Bobby kind of wanted out of the guns, didn't they? So...
Yeah, but how do they decide that? Well, I suppose they can say, like, if Clay's not in charge, the whole club goes fucking down. But for them to get Clay in charge, wouldn't they need to come clean? And at the moment, they want their identity hidden. They don't want to reveal. They just want...
Yeah, no, but if they did a vote, Clay's got the Nomads, which automatically gives them a 4-0 lead.
No, I'm on about the CIA.
I know. No, they would have to tell Clay.
For them to get Clay in power, they would need to tell Clay. And possibly the entire club.
Nah, just Clay.
Well, no, because you don't know if Clay can win the vote. At this point, I don't think...
but Bobby already knows about the CIA and he ain't going to jail. So he wouldn't die. Therefore, he would probably know the significance of needing Clay.
Well, couldn't they just do it with Bobby then, no? Because Bobby... you say Bobby wants out, but he can't really leave or else the club's fucked.
True.
So I don't think it really matters.
So we'd be looking at Bobby President, Clay VP.
Wouldn't go that far.
With Frankie Diamonds as a sergeant or something.
Maybe.
What a weird dynamic Season 5 could have been if that happened. But it doesn't happen because Roosevelt rocks up, everyone's getting arrested. In the soldier's eyes, in the soldier's eyes. Then what happens? Opie's finally wearing his cup. We're like, yes, he's here, he's safe. But then out of nowhere, right hook the Roosevelt, he gets arrested. What I liked here, as Chibs was getting arrested, did you notice he was giving the middle finger on both hands?
I didn't realise that.
They handcuffed him. I thought that was a very good touch. Great wee scene for him there. As this montage is going on, we see the Nomads opening the safe that was in Gemma's house, and they keep some of Clay's documents. So, wonder what Frankie's doing with them. Jax then asks Opie, "Is this you becoming me?" And Opie goes, "How do I do?"
Not bad.
Not bad. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, with Jax looking at his new wedding ring. Not looking good. And I think at this point, obviously we know what happens, but do you think at this point, it's Season 5, one of these guys is bound to die here? Do you remember watching it, or do you think they might all get out?
I thought they were all going to get out.
Yeah. But that's not what happens, is it?
Like, I'm not saying that people can't die, but I would say up to this point, everyone in the club has kind of had the writer's protection.
Yeah. But not overly done.
No, not overly done, but really, I think the deaths of, obviously Hassack was a surprise, but I think Penny's death was coming.
Aye.
I think it was pretty obvious Penny was dying.
You can't taunt the devil too much.
But, I mean, with Opie, I just didn't see this coming. It's not the first time that they were going to prison. They went to prison in Season 2 and everyone walked out alive.
Yeah.
Albeit, Juice walked out with maybe a couple of extra holes in him.
I guess this time, though, it's different with Pope. I mean, the next episode, he does reveal he wants a member dead.
Yeah, but we don't know that right now.
True.
And even when he does give that order...
You always feel like something could happen.
Yeah. I still thought...
Romeo could come through.
Yeah, Romeo could come through, or they could get some form of protection. I feel like something would happen. It wasn't really until... spoiler alert, Opie's in that room with the pipe. That's when I began to fear for him.
Hold on, here there's like 10 black guys here. With only one pipe. Anyway, I'm going to give this episode a... In the soldier's eyes. I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. 7 out of 10. Good episode.
Yes, good ending.
Yeah, good ending. Sets up episode 3. Can't wait.
Can't wait, guys. Till next time. Peace.